What's going on, guys? Your boy Joe Shake72 coming to you guys a video right now. So I want to go over training camp today. It was more of a defensive day today and looking pretty damn good. Okay, so I'm going to go over some things right now with all the news today and what's going on, the usual. So let's get straight to it. Carson Wentz, 7-on-7s, no 11-on-11s until he is ready, until they take him off to pass him for the physical contact. 7-on-7s today for Carson Wentz. Did some red zone throws today, some impressive throws today in the end zone. You know, just did a little bit of that today. And on top of everything else, even after practice, he did some extra. He practiced for like an extra hour after training camp today. So, you know, he put in the extra work. I guess the coaches are probably, you know, making sure he's being careful. But obviously, I saw videos of him this morning literally doing... he was doing some play action without an offense or defense or a center. He was just practicing his mechanics, and he's literally doing a full play action pass. He's running all the way around, and I'm like, this guy's going to be ready. This guy's going to be more than ready. So, we'll see what happens with Carson Wentz. Most likely it's going to be the same news every day, and I'll keep saying it over and over again. 7-on-7s, no 11-on-11s, and, you know, we'll go through all that when the time comes. So after a big scare yesterday, Dallas Goedert was a limited participant in practice, which is great because he had a little bit of an elbow injury, a little bit nicked up, but he's going to be okay. And they actually showed a picture showing like, oh, we need to make sure his arms are still, his arm is still connected to his body or something. They made like a joke out of it because the whole Eagles fan base was freaking the hell out yesterday, 2 days ago. But he's fine, just limited today, not just some individual work and not getting crazy. Probably want to put him in that preseason game this week. So they want to, you know, conserve his energy and not fuck up his elbow even more than it already is. So that's what I got to say about Dallas Goedert. So I want to read off some of the players that are not been at practice today. Probably the same names I want to read off. So I'll tell you what the names are right now. So you have Nelson Aguilar, Donnell Pumphrey. Oh, this guy is fucking himself. Okay, this guy is totally fucking himself, royally fucking himself. So. Good job making the roster, bud. Corey Clement, Marcus Wheat, and Matt Collins. So the guys are most of the wide receiver core still. Alshon Jeffrey still on the PUP list, of course. So there's really a lot of opportunity for guys like Greg Ward and Sheldon Gibson, Kamar Aiken. You know, a lot of potential. And very deep at wide receiver, so they're getting all their chances. They're not waiting for their turns. They're literally going in there and playing every day. So I'm glad, more work for them. And, you know, that's pretty much about it. So that's what I got to say about those who hasn't been at practice for the past 2 days. Josh Adams actually left. Chance Sullivan and Josh Adams actually left practice today limping off the field. I think Josh Adams caught a red zone reception, and he ended up getting hurt. I mean, not badly hurt. Nothing was really said about it. I think he's fine. I think he just, you know, probably got hit too hard or something happened when he caught the ball. Probably got hit too hard, so I wouldn't worry about Josh Adams too much. They'll probably just sit him out of practice tomorrow. Avant Maddox has apparently been driving up his stock, and he started again today at the first team nickel position and had a few pass breakups today. A lot of guys had pass breakups today, okay? And he's one of them. And he's probably one of the most important guys that we'd see maybe if he can get a grasp at the position and play a lot better for his size. What is he, only 5'9", 180-something pounds. So, you know, it'd be really cool to see if he could actually make this roster. I think he will by how he's playing now. I think he just needs to get into the motion of this defense and, you know, get it all down. So he had a big pass breakup today on a fade pass from Nick Foles right into the end zone, and Maddox jumped up and hit it right to the ground. Jumped really high. Apparently it was like a really high jump. Like he jumped really high, smashed it down, and, you know, incomplete pass. So Avant Maddox, you know, from Pittsburgh, drafted him this year, and, you know, a lot of promise. So hopefully maybe make a roster spot. I have a feeling hopefully he could start. Maybe he could start in this preseason game this week. I want to see more from Avant Maddox going forward. Very excited about the kid. I hope you guys are too, so can't wait for that to happen. Jalen Mills is still impressing these coaches, and he's being the leader that he is. Another pass breakup from a pass to Kamar Aiken, broken up by Jalen Mills, and then getting a pick today as well. So Jalen Mills having a solid training camp, solid training camp. You know, can't wait to see more from him. I can't wait to see how much of a different player he is going into year 3 right now. From what he was, you know, from a rookie to now, totally different player, has had a grasp for the game, and didn't expect, when he got drafted, I didn't expect him to really be a starting cornerback on this team. I thought he was more of a depth guy when he was drafted, hence why I didn't know why he was drafted, you know, in the 7th round, and I know he had some off-the-field issues, but, man, a guy that's just, he is just crazy. And he doesn't give up on plays, and he's a fighter, and that's what it all comes down to. So Jalen Mills, another solid day at camp, and you know, another day closer to the season to see what he can do, and I can't wait to see what he does on the field this year. Rasul Douglas today had a great day. Went against Sheldon Gibson, went against Bryce Treggs, broke up most of their passes that were thrown to them. Rasul Douglas actually got into Sheldon Gibson's face and started yelling at him after breaking up the pass. So there's a little bit of more fire coming out of Rasul Douglas, fire under his belly, I should say. We all know he's been up and down. That last preseason game, he's been up and down. You know, 2 touchdown passes over his head. He was lined up in the wrong spot with his body and kind of just got away from him. But I mean, I can't really complain about Rasul Douglas because it's not like he's given up. The guy is just pounding and pounding and pounding and keep putting himself to work. And, I mean, even talking to you guys as well, a lot of the subscribers, a lot of people that I don't know, that are maybe people I do know, I've talked about, you know, really like Rasul Douglas and what he brings to the table, and, you know, redeeming himself in that preseason game, getting that pick. So the coaches have said that he's been doing really good on those little underneath throws. Getting almost his hands on those balls almost every time, especially today. So I understand everyone wants Rasul to be a damn safety, but that's definitely not going to happen. They've already said he's not going to be a safety. It's never going to happen, so get that out of your head that it's never going to happen. I'd be surprised if it does, but it's probably not. But, hey, Rasul Douglas, I want to see a lot more from him. You know what I mean? It's year 2, man, year 2. And, you know, for what he did, you know, when Ronald Darby was out was great, but I think he could be even better. I think he has more of a high ceiling that he has not even reached yet. And we'll see more from him during this preseason. We'll see where it goes. So Corey Graham, that signed a 1-year deal with the Eagles. We got him back, safety. He actually picked off Sudfeld today. And he had another pass. He actually had a pass breakup on Zach Ertz today. So at least we see Corey Graham making some plays. His name's not coming up too much because he literally just got signed like last week. But you know, Corey Graham, great signing, veteran player, veteran presence. You know, great tackler. You know what I mean? So at least he's showing up and he's making plays, and for how old he is and how much his body can take, I guess he really did keep himself in good shape before he came back to the Birds. So we'll see more of Corey Graham later during the preseason. Not gonna play much, definitely not. So we can only save him for the game, when the real games come. So that's all that matters with him. Sidney Jones started with the second team today. I think his lingering injury right now with this ankle sprain that he just got in his preseason game, I think it's kind of affecting him a little bit. So I don't know. I think they just want to put him in the second team just for now. You know, he got beat today horribly. I mean, he came back with a play or two, but Kamar Aiken beat him on a pass. You know, Sheldon Gibson came back on a comeback route, beat him. You know, him coming back with actually a pick on Sudfield and tackling Matt Jones at the line of scrimmage today, so he's been all over the field. So I wouldn't worry about Sidney Jones too much. You know, the corners don't have a lot of corners. You know, it happens. Some guys just don't have the best days, and Sidney Jones the past 2 practices, he really hasn't had good days, but having this high ankle sprain, that's probably what it is. They probably want to give someone else more reps with the first team, like Avant Maddox. So Sidney Jones will be all right. Just got to give him some time, and you know, he's getting in there doing his thing. If he was that hurt, he wouldn't be, you know, in there right now. But probably something going on, or they just want to put him on second team. They probably saw something from Avant Maddox. They want to move him up a little. They want to move up for the first team just so that they want to see more from Avant Maddox and some of the other players. They know what Sidney Jones brings to the table right now, so they probably want to give some other guys some chances with the first team, and that's pretty much it with that. Fletcher Cox, haven't really talked about him because he's really not doing anything wrong, and not because I'm saying this now because he's doing anything wrong, but they quoted him that he lives in the backfield. And if you hear those quotes that he lives in the backfield and he is unstoppable, then we're expecting a better player from Fletcher Cox this year with what's around him on that D-line, especially with Michael Bennett and Chris Long, Derek Barnett, Brandon Graham, and a few other guys I'm going to mention later in this video that are moving up in the depth chart pretty nicely. So Fletcher Cox still doing his thing, and we already saw what he did in that preseason game against Landry, knocked him on his ass, went through, beat that all-pro guard, I just forgot his name, so forget that. Beat the all-pro guard, and man, he looks absolutely unstoppable. Got to have Fletcher Cox in the game. I can see the difference between the real life and seeing it on Madden as well. And that's the funny part about it. Makes a big difference. Got to have that big man in the group right in the middle. So he's doing very well. Sheldon Gibson has been doing very well. Very well. Not just good. Very, very impressive. Beating Sidney Jones on the comeback route. Making consecutive catches. Not even that, but Foles threw him a touchdown in the end zone. And it was a diving catch by Sheldon Gibson in the end zone. And, man, I really stepped up, and he's looking a lot better than he did last year. And after having that 62-yard bomb by Sudfeld for the touchdown in that preseason game, this is absolutely amazing what he's brought to the table this year. And what really dinged him up as coming, you know, being an NFL player was his route running. His route running was really bad. He started not catching the ball. Even in individual drills, he started dropping the balls a lot last year. But now in this camp, in 2018, he is being more conservative with his catching. He's making consecutive catches, you know, play by play. He's not missing one thing. Every time a ball's thrown to him, he's always catching it. So it's all about catching the ball and being, you know, him having good chemistry between the wide receiver and the quarterback, very important, developing, which is good because, you know what, with these receivers going right now, you have all these different receivers with the Eagles now, and they're getting chemistry just in case, man. Next man up mentality, that's why we did what we did last year with that next man up mentality. And when you have that chemistry, already have the chemistry with even the backups and the depth guys, very good thing. So Sheldon Gibson is turning heads more now, a lot more now, and I can't wait to see him in this preseason game coming this week, so let him keep doing what he's doing. Ronald Darby had 5 pass breakups today. Very good day for Ronald Darby. Had as well as Jalen Mills has had a perfect camp. So a lot going on with Ronald Darby right now. There's a lot of things up in the air with maybe trades and what's going on because the Eagles have a lot of corners right now. So we'll see what happens with that when the time comes. With Ronald Darby, I'm very impressed. Very impressed where he is right now. Having a full season without being traded late in this, late in preseason, and getting a grasp on the terminology of the defense, a full entire year with the Eagles defense has really made him a better player. That's number one. And number two, he is going to show it on the field and make use of what Jim Schwartz wants to do with him. So Ronald Darby, wow, you know what? I can't wait to see him play, to see how that that injury last year really set him back. Plus, not missing a whole bunch of games, but not even that. But being very new to the team still, even during the season, he was still middle of the season, very new to the team. So no injury, no nothing, and he's going full head of steam. So, can't wait to see more of him. Now, there's a guy that I've seen his name a few times on reports, but I just didn't want him to be a flash in the pan. But there's a guy moving up on the depth chart right now on defense, in the defensive line room. And his name is Bruce Hector, and he played for South Florida. Undrafted, actually getting paid, quote unquote, getting paid the most undrafted free agent money. He's getting the most guaranteed money as a rookie on his team right now. Bruce Hector moved up to the first team defensive tackle today, actually. Got a lot of snaps, moved to the second team. So he's been on first and second team. So he's moved up and played first and second team, in training camp so far. I don't know what they've seen from him. I don't know how he plays. I've never seen his college tape. I never really knew him too well, but from what it looks like, he's just a bull rushing D tackle, and the one thing he's known for is moves. He has really good moves on the D line. He has good penetration, and he has a good quick first step. So I want to see, hey, if this guy's name is popping up so much, I want to see, hey, because Bruce Hector could be an undrafted guy that could be a major impact to this team as a depth guy. Could he be better than what the depth we used to have on this team at the D-tackle position, with Timmy Jernigan being out probably a few weeks and restructuring his deal to literally from like $11 million to $3 million? We need more guys to put in the work at that D-tackle spot. D-tackle's a little thin, but we'll be all right. So the newly acquired Christian Hackenberg didn't do much today, just did some individual work, mechanics. They just brought him in. So mostly all summer he's been working out. But we'll see more from him and what's going on with him. We have a lot of quarterbacks now. I think they want to take less off Joe Callahan and Nate Sudfeld. They want to at least get another quarterback in so at least they can spread the plays a lot more where they're not doing too much during the preseason. So you got 3 quarterbacks they're going to spread the ball around to now, because I know Nick Foles and Carson Wentz probably is not even going to touch the field in preseason at all. So that's it, guys. That was today's day. Very exciting. A lot of news, a lot of defensive news. Hey, the defense wins championships, defense wins games, and the better our secondary is, the better this pass rush is going to be. Last year we had a good pass rush, but the secondary took some hits here and there. Here and there, nothing crazy. But if we actually upgrade the secondary this year, and I know we will, and it will be 10 times better than it was last year, gonna have a hell of a year, man, with this pass rush. And it's gonna make with a better pass rush, the corners gonna have a very easy job this year. So that's all I gotta say, guys, for the news. Let me know in the comment section below any of these corners that you think that are gonna really name your starting defense for me. I want to hear what you guys think. Name the starting, not even the starting, the whole defense, but name like the starting corners that are gonna be on the field. I'd like to hear what you guys really want to say about that. And that's about it. So Shakes got up, fly, let's fly.